welcome everyone. This is our live portion of our YouTube live stream, New Voice Live. I'm not sure what episode this is, but we've been doing it for a while. We started in the pandemic when the world was falling apart. It still feels like the world might be falling apart at times, but I have found that this is a salvation, a refuge from all the turmoil that's out there. So welcome to our show. I want to give a particular shout out to all of our members who've been here along the journey. As I've said, I've been teasing that this is the new version 2.0, so lots of changes to come. So please keep on spreading the word. This is also the time of resolutions, self-improvement. So if anybody out there wants to become a better speaker, now's the time to do it. And I can tell you, of all the things that I do and all the things that I enjoy, this is one of the things where I actually enjoy, but I also know it is one of the most helpful, productive things I can do. Being able to speak in front of a bunch of strangers and feel comfortable and to feel like you're getting energy and positivity out of it versus what typically happens when we're in front of an audience, which is all the fear and anxiety. Um, I can tell you from experience, being able to transform that fear and anxiety into something that is energizing is as powerful a thing as we can do. So with that said, that's why we're here. And it's time to let you guys be the stars of the show. So I'm going to get on the screen for us our first speaker for the evening. And that's going to be Peter. Let's get Peter on the screen. I got to find him for a second. Give me a second. There you are. Peter, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you as well. Let me get you on the screen. There we go. So Peter, you've been here for a while. You were here almost from the beginning as well, maybe even the beginning. And so tonight, as I said, we're looking forward to your speech. I was hoping to have the masterclass evaluation for you this evening, but we didn't quite get to that in time. But I will do an evaluation for you a little bit after your speech. But tell us about your speech tonight. It's speech number 2, correct?
Speech number 2. I have procrastinated long enough. It's about time I start going through the steps in the process instead of just dabbling with table topics, although that's always a fun part and fun way to get in.
Agreed. Table topics is about extemporaneous speaking, trying to be quick on your feet. And these speeches are meant to be a little more thoughtful. And as we all know, for our members, speech number 2 is get to the point. And I'm always fond of pointing out why this is such an important speech. So again, for you guests, we have a curriculum here. The first speech is known as the icebreaker. It's whatever speech you want to give to your fellow members. And then the get to the point speech, though, comes after you've introduced yourself. Because the part of speaking for us is holding people's attention. That is the most difficult part of public speaking. And when you give an icebreaker, because it's all new, because no one really knows each other, keeping somebody's attention is relatively easy. But once you know this person, once you know the deal, boredom sets in really quickly. And so the second speech is about trying to counteract the boredom that happens after you know what's going to happen. So speech number 2 is get to the point, which is to tell the audience why we should be listening to you. Give me a reason to hold my attention on you. Otherwise, I'm going to tune out because I know who you are. I've heard these things already. This is not new to me. So the second speech is always that point of saying, why are we going to listen to you? Tell me about what it is that's important. So that's speech number 2 for you, Peter. You're an accomplished speaker, so this is all kind of basic stuff for you, I know. But I just want to make sure that we're all always kind of focused on the curriculum and why we do the things we do and why the reasons are for the speeches in the particular order that they are. So with that said, Peter, I think your title is Abundance. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Looking forward to it. You've got 4 minutes on the clock. Take it away for your speech, Abundance.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Henry. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is a pleasure to be with you tonight and to talk to you today about abundance and the abundance mentality, and what I like to call the giving mentality. So, to me, when I think about the abundance mentality and the giving mentality, it means that you feel and believe that you're never lacking, right? Uh, that you're coming from a place of of plenty, if you will. Now, there's an important detail. It doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have a lot, right? It just means that you have enough for you. It means that you have so much, in fact, that you can share it with others. You give it freely. What am I talking about when I say that? Am I talking about things? Am I talking about objects? Am I talking about money? Yes, I'm talking about those things. But I'm also talking about the non material things, things that might even be more important, like time, like acts of generosity and kindness. Now, the other side of this is obviously when you're coming from a place where you don't have enough, where you feel the need to hold on to things constantly, where you feel the need to accumulate things, you need to accumulate people, emotions, love, and admiration. And you're sort of unwilling to part ways with these things because you feel like you will have less and somehow then be less. And I found, unfortunately, if you hold that mentality, that's exactly what happens. So I determined, I'm not really sure when I determined that I had this mentality. I think part of it is connected to my personality. Part of it is connected to maybe the way that I was raised in a large family. Part of it, if I'm being honest, might even be how my life has turned out so far. But what I do know is that it's not an accident. I think I'm able to attract and sort of manifest things. I just wasn't doing it consciously. I wasn't aware of it until I started to reflect on it a little bit more. So, why? What's the point? As Henry said, why should you consider this? Why should you consider adopting this abundant mindset? Well, I find that when you do, which is when you give, the universe will respond in kind. The universe will start to place things and people in your life that are also generous. Let me tell you a quick story to illustrate my point. Wednesday night, I sat down to write this speech. And as I did that, I got a message from a colleague, a friend of mine. Now, I helped my friend get a job about 18 months ago, and he was just checking in with me. We've been friends ever since. I haven't talked to him about 4 or 5 months. After we exchanged how we were going to be, how we did during the pandemic, uh, he asked me how I was doing. I told him I'm doing okay. He knows that I recently switched jobs as well. But that I was still not satisfied, that I was still looking at where I wanted to be 3, 4, 5 years from now. He dug a little deeper, and we realized that his wife actually works in the field that I'm interested in pursuing. Furthermore, she's also willing to talk to me and help refine my thinking about how to go about pursuing this. And she's willing to introduce me to anyone in her network that I think is important or relevant to talk to. Now, I know some of you guys might say, well, that's probably coincidental, serendipitous. Maybe he's just trying to repay me for a kindness that I offered him some time ago. But honestly, I don't think that's it. I think when I reflect on my life and the events that happen, these sort of serendipitous events happen with a regularity in my life. And so I've decided to be more mindful of them and use them as a reminder to make sure that whenever possible, I actively, thoughtfully, and deliberately pay it forward. So the message I'd like to get across to you today is to try to adopt this mentality of abundance, even just a little bit. And the way you can do that is very simple. Just be generous. When in doubt, give. Give freely. Give your time. Be generous with your resources, with your knowledge, and perhaps most importantly, with your love. What I found, perhaps paradoxically, is that when you do, you will in fact receive more, have more, and be more of everything that you previously had. Thank you.
Peter, that was great. I loved it. And as far as kind of getting to the point, the title itself, Abundance, absolutely does that for me. But with that said, I'll give you some more feedback on the other side of this. Let's give the audience a chance to give you some feedback. So, Sean, if you wouldn't mind in the chat, please put the feedback form for our audience. And please give Peter your feedback on his speech abundance, if you would. And I think we're going to listen to some Talking Heads from you. Is that right, Peter? Your favorite song?
If you have it,
I think we have it. So let's see if we've got this.
cue it up?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for all the feedback on behalf of Peter. And so let me give you some of my feedback. First, I thought it was a great speech. Let me ask you some questions, though, about um, uh, candidly, Peter, why are you here? What brought you to Toastmasters and New Voice Live?
When I told you guys I started a new job, the new job involved me doing a lot of presentations in front of clients. And back when we had to do those in person, I was very nervous about doing that. And while the virtual environment has eased some of that, it's actually allowed me to use more crutches, like more notes and more prepared notes. That's temporary. And it is not really the way I want to continue to do that. It's just a skill I want to develop. And so I was still nervous about tonight. I got to be honest. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thank you.
Well, that's the whole thing for me. Is look, you're an accomplished speaker, and um, I think on your self evaluation, we always ask the question, how nervous are you as a speaker? So, as a speaker, on a scale of 1 to 10, Peter, how would you rate yourself? Zero, no problems. 10, high on the anxiety, on the anxiety chart. What's the scale for you?
Before I took the stage today, it started at a 5, and by the time you were done talking about how much of an accomplished speaker I was, it was up to a 7.5.
Got it. Well, for me, that's kind of the bit of the point, right? Is that at the end of the day, every one of us, no matter how accomplished we are, whether English is our first language or second language, there's a anxiety around expressing ourselves. And I asked you, Peter, why you came to us because from all appearances, from all I can ever tell, is you're a very comfortable speaker. You don't come across as nervous, and I think that's part of um, the skill set that we're learning here is one, how not to appear nervous, but then fundamentally to ease the nerves that are already inside. And so, one of the things I think you do very well is that you are accomplished, and when you speak, there's a business um, uh, tone to you to some extent, where there's a lot of information, very helpful, and of course, abundance is the idea of abundance and giving um, is as powerful a message as you can get. I think the part for me, which always grabs me when you start to speak, though, are the parts that are more personal. And so the times that you talked about experiences that you were having are the times that I kind of latched in. And so I hear you talking sometimes about, the struggles of having changed jobs or things like that. I think using those moments and giving us details of those moments of challenges. So when it was a time of when you were struggling with abundance and the idea of giving yourself, when you found that a challenge, yet you were able to overcome that and say, no, I do want to give. Those are the personal moments that I think captivate us. And so for you as a business professional polished speaker, I'm not sure the skill set is necessarily an issue for you. I think it's about the ultimate goal of all of ours, which is how do we grab our audience's attention and hold on to it. And I think for you, there seems to be many, many stories, a lot of things that I think you could reach into your experiences and share with us that would have us enwrapped. So that's the basic feedback. I would love to give you some further feedback. Hopefully we'll get to do that in masterclass, as I said. But from an off the cuff kind of, this is what how I think of you, Peter, is I think of you as a very polished speaker, somebody who I wouldn't naturally say he needs Toastmasters. I don't think you need it. But I think you're here because a lot of us are here to become not just a skilled speaker, but somebody that can inspire people. And that's obviously the place where it's about our own personal shared experiences that let us do that. So looking forward to all the future speeches from you. Great job on this speech. Thanks for sharing. And with that said, we'll get us turned over to our next section of the show. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much.
All right, with that said, we'll turn it over to our table topics for the evening. And with that being said, we're going to go to Trey. Let's find Trey for us. Trey, welcome to the show. I got to get you on the screen here for us. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, I know that guy.
I've seen you around. So Trey, tell us about our table topic for the evening.
All right. So, since today is Martin Luther King's official birthday, I figure what better way to commemorate than to have, well, we have two choices. One, what is your favorite birthday memory? In this, you could also include being at somebody else's birthday, if that has a good story to it, or who has been a hero in your life. Also, we have a word of the day. Our word of the day is going to be rapture, which is extreme happiness or delight. And if you get to use the coveted word of the day, then you get to see Homer pop up. There he is. Get extra brownie points, bragging rights, if you will. I do want to also mention that there is an on-screen timer. Music will start to play at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, right? You want to keep your stories, your speeches to about 2 minutes. And last but not least, at the end of everyone's table topics, you'll get to vote on best table topics, as well as give me some feedback. Now, this is my first time as table topics master, so go easy on me. Nah, it's all right. Nah, you can go crazy. Let me help me improve. All right. So I think that's about all the notes that I have to go over.
That sounds good.
Excellent. All right. So first step to bat, our sacrificial lamb of the evening, is going to be Alex. Now, welcome to the stage, Alex. Can you hear me? You all right?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good.
Fantastic.
Happy Martin Luther King birthday celebration, my friend.
Same to you, my brother.
Thank you.
All right, so whenever you're ready, let's
Well, thank you
get
so
those
much.
get that timer up.
I'm feeling rapturous now, even enraptured. I've been thinking about this great question. I have so many heroes. I could wax poetic about them all. But I think I'll mention to you my favorite birthday, which was mine. I was about 6 years old, I believe. And my sisters did a pirate birthday theme for me. So they made a little cake with chocolate and little portholes made out of these, I forgot what they're called now, the little circular candies. Anyway, off the top of my head. It'll come back to me. It's no problem. But it was great. So we all dressed up as pirates, and we even had a treasure hunt all over the place, going hither and thither, up and down, trying to find that wonderful treasure chest full of loot. And what was the loot? Candies, chocolate doubloons, everything. It was a wonderful party. And my friend, Michael DeRazio, was there. He was feeling a little bit sad, but I took him under my wing and I said, look, Mike, you're here with me. We're going to be the pirates together. We're going to get together. And we could say to the people, join our pirate crew or walk the plank. Well, I had such a wonderful time. Sure, I had a sugar headache. Who wouldn't after having all that candy and all that sugar? But it was wonderful. Also reminds me of the time that my mother would give us a quarter to get bags of dandelions so that she could make her famous summer dandelion wine. Ah, the lovely times of childhood, where your heroes are innocent. You go from the innocence of youth, the innocence of childhood, to more of the experience of life. Well, my time is almost up, and I want to hand it back to you, Mr.
Thank you so much for that, Alex. And I think you might have even said it, but if not, I would definitely like to double down on the use of enrapture in this case, on just how good of a storyteller you are. Just really good at just really encapsulating us and making us feel that moment. Really appreciate that. So next up, we have Bhavika.
Hi.
Bhavika, there she is. How's it going? You feeling ready?
Yes, yes.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so the floor is yours. You can go ahead and decide on which story you want to go for, birthday memory or a hero in your life. And word of the day is Rapture. Go for it.
Thank you for the Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite birthday memories. So this was my 8th birthday party, and around that time, I was obsessed with bouncy castles. Everybody had them at their birthday parties, and so I really, really badly wanted one. So the weeks leading up to my birthday party, I was begging my parents, please just get me a bouncy castle at my party, and I will be the happiest girl in the world. And so they definitely did do that. And my party was amazing. I wouldn't get out of the bouncy castle to like or to talk to my friends or guests because that's all I wanted to do. Um, but my parents went above and beyond and made it really special by inviting some of my closest friends, family members, and they had my favorite birthday cake there and balloons and decorations. Everything was just so perfect, and I remember having the best time of my life. And I'm actually very thankful that I did have that birthday party because that was the last year that I was in England, and we ended up moving a little bit after that. So it was one of my favorite birthday parties, and I will never forget it. And I will forever be grateful for my parents for getting me that bouncy castle. Thank you.
Your bouncy castle story. Now, even though this is a story of you being 8 years old, me, well into my 30s now, would still love to be in a bouncy castle right now. And I think maybe if I had the startup money for it,
Oh,
maybe.
no doubt about it. Me too.
Yeah. I think maybe if I had the funds, that maybe I could start up a bouncy castle business for adults.
Oh, yeah.
So like maybe you could just jump around with your drinks. Maybe everybody drinks it out of like a sippy cup, so it just doesn't spill everywhere inside of the bouncy castle. But
Yeah, I think
love
you're onto something.
it. Love it. Thank you so much. All right. So number 3, we have Sarah. Sarah, come on down to the. There she is. How's it going, Sarah? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. All right, so you got 2 minutes on the clock. Deciding whether you want to do a birthday memory or a hero in your life. You got also the word of the day being rapture. Go for it.
Thank you so much for the question. It took me about 1 second to decide what to pick. And I'm picking the topic, who is the hero in your life? Now, it's not as easy to pick because I have a tie. I have two people who I deeply admire, and they are not Superman or Spiderman. No, these are my mom and my dad. There is a tie for the absolute heroes of my life who has been, and they will always be them because they've give me everything, like not just life and provide for me. They have always said my values, who I want to be. I realize right now, when being an adult, how important it was, all the effort they put on me, not just by not so much telling me how to behave, but showing me how to behave. I've been always copying them. And right now I realize that I've become a person that I really like being because I look like them. So maybe someday, by being the way I am, I'm someone else's hero. So hopefully that could be a dream come true, that I can be someone else's hero. But my parents are mine. Thank you so much.
So I like how you started that off saying that your hero was not Superman, and then immediately go in and say it's your mom and dad. I think that that counts as the Superman and Wonder Woman in the comic book that is your life, right? So good job on that one. So fantastic. Excellent, excellent. And we got a little word of the day action as well. Good job. All right. Next, we have. Uh oh. Screen's getting a little blurry on that one.
It's
Can
Roberto.
It's Roberto. Okay, so Roberto, can you come on down? Can you hear me? Roberto.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
There we go.
Can you
Roberto.
see me and hear me?
There it is. I see you.
All right.
Hear you loud and clear. Pleasure to have you back, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here with a fine group of people, Toastmasters, and an invigorating crowd. Virtual
Fantastic.
crowd. All right. So
Well,
I'll be talking about my hero. Who, which hero raptures me, makes me great, makes me feel fantastic. Now, in society, there are various definitions of who a hero is. Athletes, we have entertainers, we have movie stars, we have all types of people we think are heroes: a firefighter, a policeman, someone maybe who just gives you a helping hand, someone who just helped you survive a very difficult day, someone who helped you and recover from a terrible accident, someone who gave you a great cure. So there are various different definitions of a hero. However, for myself, I feel that we talked earlier about the speech about abundance and about generosity. And if I go back to a hero that basically ends up being a saint, which I think it's more than just a hero, but we start off as a human being, and we're willing to give up practically everything in life. And what my hero is Mother Teresa, because this person gave absolutely everything in her life. She didn't want anything. She actually ended up living with the poorest of the poor, and in these very, very, very difficult areas, which is unbelievable, which is unthinkable that anyone would want to even live there and help these people. And you wonder why they do that. And we talk about this, about giving and receiving. So she did not do it conditionally to say, well, you know what, I'm doing it to expect something in return. She gave it unconditionally. And we even talked about at one point about unconditional love and so forth. So when you do something unconditionally, for me, this is the epitome of a hero. They're not getting paid to score goals. They're not getting paid to score to get touchdowns. A hero, in my eyes, is someone who's willing to sacrifice everything for the good of humanity, for the good of person, and willing to do it at any cost, and ultimately for even their lives, like a true soldier. So my hero and my person that I adore the most, who was once a human being and became the epitome of a hero, a saint, is the great, fantastic Mother Teresa. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. It's definitely inspiring. And you're right. Yeah, not all heroes wear capes, as they say, right? And it's also interesting too, because I'm a teacher by trade, so there are a lot of students who kind of worship sports or athletes rather. So it is definitely pretty refreshing to hear stories like this and what really defines a hero, or at least those kind of characteristics that are really and truly inspirational. So thank you for that, Roberto. All right. Next up, we got Sabrina. Come on down. Sabrina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There she is. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So you got a choice of a favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life. And don't forget, the word of the day is rapture. So when you're ready, take it away.
Thank you very much. This evening, I'm going to speak about one of my favorite birthday memories. This occurred when I turned 14 years old. I always told my friends that I wanted a surprise birthday party, but I never thought that they would actually go through with it. And one day, it was the Saturday before my birthday, I had to go to my brother's soccer practice, which I absolutely hated. And I was in the car, we were on the way back. It had been 2 hours, and I was Snapchatting my best friend Lily. We used to Snapchat all the time. We had a streak going, very competitive thing, as I'm sure you know. And so I got a Snapchat from my friend, and it looked like she was sitting on my couch. So I was wondering, I wonder where my friend is in my house right now. And I had some kind of inkling that there was something going on, but I didn't know. I was excited because I really had not so great of a day after sitting watching my twin brother play soccer for 2 hours. So I got home and my parents were lingering in the car. And I asked them, "Why are you not going in the house?" And they said, "Sabrina, why don't you just go in the house? We have some things we want you to do in there before we come in." So I knew something was happening, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And sure enough, I entered my house and all my friends were on my back porch to surprise me. And so I watched with rapture as all my friends brought out my birthday cake. And I got to blow out candles and do the whole thing. They ended up making it Hawaiian themed. It was lots of fun. They know I love warm weather. So ultimately, that was one of my favorite birthdays, not even because of the things that they gave me, but just their time that they gave me, the presence of having them all there. I love being surprised, and it's always a great reminder to feel loved in that way. So that's why that is one of my favorite birthdays. Thank you very much.
So good. So not only did well, I guess that surprise hit extra hard just from the sense of your day kind of starting off as almost like a bummer being at that soccer practice, and then all of a sudden all your friends are there. I did have a question though. Why the Hawaiian theme? Like, is there some significance to?
Not much significance. I think my friend thought warm weather, Hawaii, let's go with it.
Hmm, hmm.
But I got laid, and that was fun. So maybe they just wanted to say that they got to do that to me. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's always a successful birthday, right?
For
All
sure.
right, thanks. All right, so let's see who we got next. We got Michelle, or you went by something else. Is that correct?
That's right, Cleo.
Cleo, right? Cleo. Okay, excellent. So, welcome, Cleo. So, I take it you can hear me. I can hear you. And so, you have two choices. You got your favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life, right? And your word of the day is rapture. So, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
All right. 19 years old, which is last year. And the thing about becoming an adult is that you lose expectation in everything, in humanity in general, but also in birthday. So, so in my 19th birthday, I didn't really expect anything, and I also had this job that I had to do. I mean, I worked at two different places. I worked 9 to 10. So I worked at like a customer service representative, but also as like a salesperson. So it was just a really busy day, and I almost like really forgot that it was my birthday. And I kind of like realized that it was my birthday when my friend texted me happy birthday while I was working at the customer service center. And I almost felt like crying at the time because, the thing about customer service job is that you have to deal with a lot of different kinds of people. I don't want to say they're obnoxious, even though they are. So I was like really tired at the time. I kind of like, I just want to go to home and take a rest. And by the time I had to eat lunch, my one of my coworkers kind of tapped me in the back and said my boss wanted to see me in the meeting room. And I was like, did I do something wrong? I literally freaked out and I was like really scared. And I walked into the meeting room with so much fear in my heart. But then, as I stepped into the meeting room, every coworkers are there, and they were like singing "Happy Birthday" to me, and they gave me rose bouquet and letters to me, and it was such a heartwarming experience for me. And I just want to say thank you for all my coworkers and even to my boss. That was such a very valuable experience for me. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Cleo. Yeah, I gotta imagine that that's got to be a pretty heart wrenching situation when you get called into the boss's office and you're like, "Oh no, it's, like,
That's
it's
all right.
today the day." Yeah, it's today the day they finally let me go. It's like- and then it's it just turns completely around. It's like, oh yeah, that day could have gone super sideways too if you got fired on your birthday. But no, yeah, that's excellent. That's so good to hear. All right, next up we have Emily.
Hello.
Hey, Emily.
I am happy to be back to the East Coast.
Oh, where are you coming from before?
So I spent 3 months in Europe.
Oh, jealous.
Yes.
Anywhere in particular in Europe?
I started in Barcelona and then in Paris.
Okay, all right. So no need to rub it in. No, but all right. So we have a choice between favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life. Word of the day is rapture. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I would like to share my favorite birthday memory. So starting 13, I had many of the common teenager girl problem, low self-esteem, depression, but most important, I was afraid to grow up. So music and dance were my therapy. I would listen all day long, a lot of music. And for my 16th, I was dying to go to a real discotheque, a dark place with loud music where you can dance all night. So I begged my mom to authorize me to go with my friends to a disco. At this date, I still not sure how I convinced her. So I invited 3 girlfriends to my home after school, and we spent hours deciding what to wear and covering our faces with makeup to look like 18 years old ladies. My big brother took us to a dance club called Medusas, and we might have stayed 2 hours because we were still teenagers, but I would never forget the whole experience waiting outside the club to be admitted, the dark dance club, the loud music, and this feeling of freedom dancing with rapture. My favorite memory, definitely my sweet 16th.
Ah, yes. Dancing in a club feels like such a distant memory now, thanks to Corona. But man, I wish I could get my dance on. But yeah, that sounds like a really awesome time, especially the part of dressing up to look the part that you're older than you actually were. I really enjoyed that too. That's really awesome. When was the last time you got your dance on? Yeah. All right. Excellent. Next up, who we got? All right, we got Rajiv. Rajiv, come on down. Hey, Rajiv, how you doing? Welcome
Doing
back.
well, doing well. If this smile on my face is any indication or a clue.
It's a good point. Good point. Well, it's definitely good. Glad to have you back. Definitely missed that energy. I think last time we had you, I think you might have told us a pretty inspiring love story. So I'm pretty excited to hear what you got today. So your choices here on the menu. You got a favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life, right? Word of the day is rapture. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year to everyone who I have not wished yet. Shout out to Alex for being the first to wish me. So props for doing that. As far as the answer to the question of favorite birthday memory, I think I'm going to answer it slightly differently. I think the my favorite anticipated birthday memory will be my upcoming birthday, which is on Feb 3rd. And the reason why it's anticipated because this is the first birthday that I'll be spending with my girlfriend, my new girlfriend, the new love of my life, and the reason why maybe I'm smiling even more uh, on an ongoing basis. So somebody said, "Oh, Rajiv is smiling all the time." Well, yes, I do smile all the time, and I guess that's my signature. But now I have a reason to smile even more. And I've always wondered, I've had this, I guess, romantic idea, romantic nostalgia of what it would be like to to enjoy a a birthday with a significant other and what we might do and things like that. Now, the reason why this is slightly anticipated is because uh, is that it's in a way a surprise because all she said is, "Hey, why don't we go to Manhattan?" I was like, "Okay, sure." But no indication as to what we're going to be doing there, what's the plan, what's the agenda, what's the itinerary, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, it's a, what do you call that, knowledge blackout or media blackout or whatever. I don't know anything. I'm going in there blind. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty interesting and very memorable for sure. And it'll also be, I think, one of the first few times that, well, the first time this year of me going into Manhattan. So for those reasons, I think it will be pretty memorable, and I think it should be a blast. Uh, and I hope that this inspires somebody to enjoy the day, maybe today or tomorrow. I hear the weather is going to be better or pleasant, slightly towards the warmer side over the weekend, if not tomorrow, maybe Sunday. And take a moment, maybe just to step out and let the sun shine on your face. I think that does wonders for your overall health and well being. And yeah, enjoy. Happy New Year once again. Thanks.
So that energy of yours is infectious, my brother. So you know that after this birthday, you know you're gonna have to come back and tell us how that went down, right?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I owe it to everyone after leaving with that cliffhanger of sorts. Yes, I will report and give you the update on what happened next.
Excellent. This is especially makes my heart smile because I started this with the last time we saw you, you had a love story for us, and now it seems that the love story is continuing. So that's excellent. Thanks so
Yeah,
much,
it's
Rajiv.
moving well. It's moving along well.
Excellent. All right. Thanks for that. All right. Next up, we got Stanford. So Stanford, I think you were a guest, but not necessarily new to Toastmasters, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
And I'm going to talk about the birthday portion of the question. About 2 years ago, I had a birthday. And actually, my birthday is on January 4th. And I was given a surprise birthday party the Sunday after my birthday on January 2018. Um, I was kind of distracted because my sister told me to come around to her house, which she lives about a 10-minute walk from my house, and she told me just to come around and get something to eat because once in a while she would fix dinner for me on a Sunday. So I, not thinking, went about, my day and went to church and went everywhere else I was supposed to go on a Sunday, and I ended up around there about around to her house about 3 o'clock or so. I was actually on time. So I opened up the door and because it was unlocked and everything, and then I saw all these people, cousins, relatives and whatnot. I said, what are you all doing here? So and then it dawned on me that it was my birthday earlier in the week, and that I was given a surprise birthday party, so everyone said happy birthday and this that, and the other, and I was very rapturous. I guess I said the word right. I don't care, but whatever. I was happy to see everyone because I hadn't seen some of them in a great while, and I got a lot of gifts, a lot of monetary gifts. My sister, she actually bought me some clothing, couple sweaters, and a couple pair of pants. She always knows what to get me. Me, when I'm buying gifts for people, I just give them a check because I too many times you have to take the stuff back to the store and get the right size or the right color or the right style. So when I give people gifts, especially my grandkids, I just write them a check, and they go out and get what they want. My son, and his wife will go out and get what they need for the children. So basically, that was a good day. That Sunday after my birthday on 2018, and we ate and we were merry, and I opened up my gifts and I blew the candles out on the cake, and everything was good.
Appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. And also, so we're with you saying that you got some monetary gifts for your birthday. Am I hearing you say that drinks are on you now, or?
Um, yes,
Yeah.
that was 3 years ago, but yeah, the drink is still on me.
All right, I guess that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But yeah, that does sound like a pretty awesome surprise birthday.
I didn't expect it. And I saw all the cars around there, but I thought they were for the neighbors' houses.
Hmm.
And at any given time, you can see a lot of cars around at certain people's houses, and you don't pay any attention to it. But once I opened the door, I said, "Oh, okay."
Cat was out of the bag.
Surprise birthday party.
Gotcha. Excellent. All right. So next up, we have is that Marek?
Yes, that's Marek.
Hey, Marek, how's it going?
Nice, thank you. It is 1:20 a.m. here in Poland.
Wow. Well, I definitely appreciate your dedication to making this happen. All right.
Me
So
and my
you,
little friend here.
what do we have here? Is this a bat?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I love it. We got the actual Batman here, ladies and gentlemen. He's like, so you have a choice between your favorite birthday memory or a hero. It seems already like you are one. And your word of the day is rapture. So when you're ready.
Thank you. I believe, for at least for some of you present here, the choice of which question I chose, which topic I chose, is kind of obvious. So, picture, if you will, a young kid in elementary school or maybe in kindergarten. He was young. He was so full of joy, full of rapture. But his rapture level went higher when he found out about a certain Caped Crusader lurking in the shadows to fight villains. So this young kid went into the Twilight Zone of Batman, actually. So yeah, my favorite superhero, as you may see here, it is definitely Batman. I love him since I was just a little child. I managed to grow up by reading comic books here in Poland, or later on by reading American versions of comic books. This one I definitely have to read by watching movies and TV shows. For example, great show with Adam West, and it gives such rapture to me by learning, by seeing, by watching this kind of superhero, and sometimes by singing. If you heard, have seen Batman, the Brave and the Bold, or the Justice League, you would know that Batman, with his great voice of Kevin Conroy, could sing to you, Am I blue? Am I blue? And these tears in these eyes telling you. Or you can sing this ballad. There was a man from Gotham in the Batmobile he rode, defending the defenseless. It's to him I sing this song. With his hammers of justice, he struck down every foe. Safety for our families, it's this to him we owe. Gray and blue, the man from Gotham won the gray and blue. Thank you.
I am not quite sure if this is a New Voice Live first or not, but we have somebody who just broke out in song in the middle of their in the middle of their speech. I love every minute of it. Also, I'm a big Batman geek myself. I love Batman so much. I recently bought the animated series box set as well as some of the, I think it was the collection of the animated movies as well recently, and that has been what I've been falling asleep to for the last like month or so. So I'm right there with you. Oh, that is so awesome. So thank you so much for that. That is so cool. Thank you for sharing. All right. So last but not least, I do believe.
Hey, Trey.
Yep.
We actually have a little bit of a incorrect list for you there. So actually next up is Lada, and then we have Peter and Tiana. So we do have a couple more people.
Okay, excellent. Okay. So did you say Lada?
Lada, yeah, Lada's up next.
Okay, so Lada, come on down. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
Oh, fantastic. I hear you loud and clear. All right. So you have a choice of favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life. Word of the day is rapture. So take it away.
Okay, hello, my fellow gods and goddesses. So I'm going to tell you about my favorite my rapturous birthday party. It was about 2 years ago, and it was in my backyard. It was a pool party, but it wasn't a typical pool party because there was no water in the pool. So what I decided to do, I have a dance party in my pool. So what did I do? Of course, I provided lots of fun wigs. We had lots of fantastic wigs. We had unicorn heads going on. Of course, we had wigs like fun. We were all having fun with all our different wigs. And of course, and we had hula hooping, woo, 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 all sorts of fun things we were doing. But the best part and the rapturous part of my rapturous pool party was when I took a moment and I stepped out of the pool. I stepped out of the pool and there were 5 of my girlfriends just dancing. And sometimes women have a little bit of competition or whatever it was, but it was really interesting. Each woman was so in her own beautiful element. Each one was just shining and radiating, and she was so much in her power. You know what I'm saying? She was just in their power, and there were all these beautiful colors coming out of everybody. And then it was interesting because all these colors in the middle would kind of like congeal to make like this beautiful, whole, all this kind of swirling energy, which really said that we're all one. But we're all one, but we also all have our power. And it's really interesting. And together we make this beautiful, as I saw, this beautiful like flower with all these petals going out, with all these people, with all these different like energies. I just thought it was really, for me, I started crying. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And that for sure is my favorite rapturous birthday memory.
Lada, I think this might just be my favorite episode ever. This just turned into a straight up talent show, and we just have all the personalities coming out, and I love it. I love every single minute of it. I also love the fact that this happened like 2 years ago. This is not, everybody hula hooping when we were 8 years old, but this was, I love it.
Doesn't everybody hula hoop?
Yeah.
Don't you all hula hoop?
Unfortunately, I haven't in a long time. I don't own one. So it's been a long time.
It feels so good. It really does. It's an amazing feeling. And you're like a little kid. And who doesn't want to be a little kid, right? We all want to be little kids.
That is true. This is amazing. Thank you. And that I love that energy too. Oh, thank you so much.
That was fun. Thanks.
You said we had 2 more after?
Yeah, we have Todd and we have Tiana.
Okay, excellent. Okay, I think I can remember that. So Todd, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So Todd, welcome. Well, welcome back, right? So you're pretty it's a fan favorite, right? So pleasure to have you back. Looking forward to hearing what story you've got for us today. Today we got a favorite birthday memory or a hero in your life. Word of the day is rapture. So when you're ready, take it away.
Thank you very much, Mr. David, for that interesting question. I'm going to go with who are our heroes? And you know what it brings me back to thinking is right after 9/11, when the first responders went into what was left of the Twin Towers, and there was a little kid dressed as a doctor, a little kid dressed as a nurse, a little kid dressed and it was really cool to see that the people who we think are our heroes are not necessarily the ones that are dressed up like Batman or Superman, even though my favorite hero was probably Spider-Man when I was a kid. I really enjoyed seeing that sometimes in the worst of humanity, we can see the best in humanity. And it brings me to like right now, again, we're at a crucial tipping point in which, you know, we've got this devastating event happening worldwide, and we're seeing everybody collaborating to get it under control. And I wish that we would learn from these lessons and use that all the time, because if we could take the energy and the enthusiasm and the resources that we're putting towards COVID after COVID is over and put it to some of the other causes like cancer or any of the other major debilitating diseases, we could be so much further ahead than where we are right now. And, you know, everybody can play a part. I mean, if you can contribute $5 or $10 or just a little bit, all those little bits make a huge amount. And I think it's very important wherever you are to give back, whether it be money, time, talents, or skills. And in Toastmasters, we learn all of these plus leadership. And if we can take those messages outside of this meeting and these little boxes, I think we can affect change and we can all be a hero. You are a mirror for others. You are a mentor for others to follow behind you. And if they don't see the light in them, it's our job as the mentor to show the light to those who don't have a voice yet. So I think everybody can be a hero as long as they get out of their own ego and into let's be a we, not a me, Mr. Table Topic Master.
You never cease to amaze, man. I love hearing you speak. So yeah, and truly inspirational words coming from you. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I might be a little biased, but I think we might have saved the best for last. Reason being that this is the best sister that anyone could ever ask for coming up to the plate. This is my own flesh and blood. Tiana, can you hear me?
I do.
Excellent. So if I haven't embarrassed you enough, we got your choice of favorite birthday memory or who has been a hero in your life. Your word of the day is also rapture. So when you're ready, take it away.
Well, it would take more than 2 minutes to talk about my mother. I'm going to talk about my birthday. So I want to talk about my birthday, but it's not like my favorite birthday ever. Reason being is that my birthday is a day after Christmas, right? So that means that when I was growing up, when all the other kids got to have like cupcakes and a cake brought to the classroom and a party with all their friends and parents and stuff like that, I never got to have that because we were always on vacation when it was my birthday. And now that I'm a grown up, it's hard for me to get my friends or family to do stuff for my birthday. Not my immediate family, but like my extended family to do things for my birthday because they spent all their money for Christmas, right? So now nobody has any money, nobody wants to go anywhere. So it's difficult for me to do anything for my birthday. And so, what I want to do most of the time, and this is what I say to myself every single year, I tell myself that I'm going to plan a trip for myself so I could be on a beach somewhere enjoying my birthday in luxury. However, what ends up happening is whenever I start looking into it, the prices for travel during Christmas are ridiculous. And I am the kind of person that does not like being taken advantage of. So I don't want to spend $300 for a flight that would normally be $100 to take a trip during my birthday. So most of the time, I end up not doing anything for my birthday. But I want to say, I think it was last year, I decided I had not planned anything, but I wasn't going to just do nothing. So instead, I got dressed up. I had no plans of going anywhere. I'm like, I'm just gonna wear this fancy poofy dress outside, even though I'm not going anywhere. So I ended up going to get a pedicure, wearing this dress, and people were like, "Oh, you're so dressed up. Are you going somewhere?" I'm like, "No, today's my birthday." So all the ladies in the nail salon started singing happy birthday to me. And I was like, I really appreciated it, especially since I didn't know any of them at all, but they all just started singing to me for my birthday. And I mean, I guess that's the best birthday when strangers are saying happy birthday to you.
So I'm really hoping that not only did you have that poofy dress on, but that you were wearing Chucks.
Of course I was. Of course I was. I had on a black tulle dress, well, skirt, and then my black Chucks, and I went to get my nails done. And that was all I did for my birthday. But I enjoyed myself.
Yes, I love it so much. See, y'all are missing out. See, y'all need to talk to this woman right here. So, she's pretty damn cool. All right. So thank you for sharing. I think that's the whole list, right? Did we get through
That
everybody?
is indeed the list.
Fantastic. So I guess that's my time, right? So
That's it, Trey. Great job on that table topic. And for the rest of us, it's time for us to vote for our favorite table topic. So, Sean, would you mind putting in the chat a table topic form in which we can vote and also give Trey some feedback? And I
Henry,
apologize. Yes,
sorry,
go ahead.
can I pop in here? So for the voting form that's in the chat now, everyone, we've had some glitches tonight, so apologies for that. If you don't see the person on the list that you want to vote for, just private chat to me. I think the numbers 1 through 6 on that best table topic form is correct, but beyond that, we had some glitches. So I will tally anyone who's not on there. So just private chat to me.
Yes, thanks for that, Kayla. We did have some glitches there. Some of the times I think might have been off at the beginning as well. So whoever the timer is, I think that's Abubakar. Hopefully you got some of those times, but that was an error on my part on the back end. And look, this is kind of the point of it. I'm doing this, we're doing this so that we can improve and get better. So we're going to make some mistakes on screen. Those are the things we're looking for to make ourselves better. So apologies to you all who I missed on timing, but all in all, part of the reason why I missed the timing was because it was really entertaining. I got caught up in a couple speeches. So great job, everyone. Thanks for that, Trey, as well. And I also have a grammarian timer for the evening. Hopefully this is going to work for us too, but no guarantees. I think our first person for the night is going to be our grammarian, and that's going to be Jorge. So let's get Jorge on the screen. Jorge, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Take it away.
Thank you, Henry. Good evening, club members and guests. My name is Jorge, and today this evening I have the opportunity to be the grammarian. And I have to warn you that this has been one of the most interesting, exciting, joyful meetings in a long time. Really, really enjoyed every single speeches and table topics. But anyway, my job tonight as a grammarian was to keep track of the filler words that sometimes we are aware of, but we're not aware when we're talking. And also I keep track of the people who use the word of the day. And I may have missed some of you. And because of that, I have not filled it with a no, but the people that I did notice, I definitely put a yes next to your name. So let's start with Peter. I was so engaged with your speech that I totally lost count and everything. So I apologize for that. But moving on to the table topics, Alex, no filler words. You got the word of the day. Bhavika, one or Sara, one or Roberto, you did use the word of the day, no filler words. Sabrina, two us or one so, you did use the word of the day. Cleo, I believe, three us or two likes. Emilie, no filler words. Thank you for using the word of the day. Rajiv, two us or one like. Stanford, one or You did use the word of the day. Thank you. Marek, you did use the word of the day. And I don't think you had any filler words, but nevertheless, I was so focused on your speech. Amazing. Great job. Lada, no filler words. You did use the word of the day. Todd, great speech. I think I heard one, but it might have been just part of the way we talk or you talk. And Tiana, I don't think I heard any filler words. So that concludes my report for the evening. Thank you very much. Back to you, Henry.
Thank you, Jorge. Great job with the Grammarian. And time for our timer, Abubakar. Abubakar, why don't you take it away?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Great. Good evening, everyone. It was a pleasure to be a timer for tonight's table Toastmasters. So let me get to it. For the speeches, Piotr, you have 4 minutes and 36 seconds. For table topics, Alex, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Bhavika, 1 minute and 27 seconds. Sara, 1 minute and 34 seconds. Roberto, 2 minute 49 second. Sabrina, 2 minute. Cleo, you had 2 minute and 5 seconds. Emilie, 1 minute and 23 second. Rajiv, 2 minutes and 50 second. Stanford, 2 minutes and 37 second. Marek, 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Lada, 2 minutes. Todd, 1 minute and 48 second. And Tiana, 2 minutes and 33 second. That's my table topic for tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Abubakar. Great job with the times, and in particular, since I was messing up the times in the back end, so I apologize for that. All right, with that being said, that's going to wrap up another show for us tonight. I got to tell you, I'm with Trey on this one. It was one of the more entertaining episodes we've had. So I think we're looking forward to a lot more to come as part of New Voice 2.0. So thanks for coming to the show. For those of you who are guests or interested in maybe joining us, we'd love to have you. We do what we call after hours after every meeting. It's a chance for us to just kind of get to know each other after the show and outside of the anxiety of public speaking. So stick around for after hours. And if you have any questions about joining us, let us tell you about who we are and what memberships are and curriculums and all that stuff after the show as well. So thanks for coming. Yes,
Sorry
Kaylee.
to butt in. We just have one guest we didn't get to say hello.
Oh
to,
yes,
so
of
I'm wondering if
course. We
could
always
do
want
that
to meet
real
the guests.
quickly. Kinga, I know you came in a little late, but we always like to introduce our guests. We don't want to pass up an opportunity to get to say hello to you. So if you wouldn't mind coming off mute and just telling us who you are, where you are, and how you heard about this particular Toastmasters meeting. Are you there, Kinga? We might be able to get you on screen. There you are.
Hello, welcome to the club.
Hello, best greetings from Poland. I have been invited by Marek Kamiński, our Batman, and this atmosphere of this club is great and wonderful, and hope to see you again next week.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you, and it's wonderful to have you from Poland as well. That's kind of one of the fun parts about being a part of Toastmasters, is that it's a global organization, and so you have people all over the world, and we had a really international crowd. Shout out to those folks from Seoul. I'm also a Korean by background, so it's good to see my fellow Koreans in the house as well. And as I know, because my parents are still there, it's really early in the morning for you. So even more kudos for you guys for joining that early. And from Poland, thanks for coming. This has been amazing. With that said, I want to wrap us up for the evening and make one last little reminder that we are donation-based again. So Sean, if you wouldn't do one last favor for us and put that donation link in the chat. All we ask is for those of you who are inclined, have the funds, and are generous enough, give us a little bit of a shout out there on the donation list. With that said, we're going to wrap it up. Stick around for after hours, and we'll see you guys in 7 days. Thanks for coming.